Howdy, folks. I'm Crystal Ball, the mysterious Reddit fortune teller.
And I'm Amber.
And I'm seeing in your future some more Reddit.
Some wholesome Reddit.
Maybe some wholesome. Maybe. Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for letting my daughter celebrate me for Mother's Day? I'm a 45-year-old male, and I'm a single dad to my daughter, a 15-year-old female. When my daughter was only a month old, her mother decided that she didn't want to be a mom anymore and left. So it's just been me and my daughter since. My daughter grew up with her friends and other girls whose moms did everything girly and motherly with them. But for my daughter, I was the only one who was helping her get ready for dance competitions, taking her to concerts like Taylor Swift and Harvey Styles, going shopping for clothes, and so much more. So, with mostly her friends, she gave me the title Dad Mom, jokingly because I act in both roles in my daughter's life. Of course, yesterday was Mother's Day. My daughter made a post with two pictures, a picture of her with my mom and sister, as well as a picture of just her and me. She just thanked her grandma and aunt for being motherly influences, and then she did a special shout out to me for being her dad mom and doing everything for her in both dad and mom roles. Well, we later went to dinner with my parents and my sister and her family. My sister asked my daughter why she mentioned me in her Mother's Day post. My daughter said, well, Dad's a single parent and he acts as both dad and mom. I only have one parent, not two. My sister said, well, that's what Father's Day is for. She then turned to me and called me a jerk because Mother's Day is one day out of the year, so I shouldn't encourage my daughter to celebrate her dad on Mother's Day. My mom didn't feel like anything is wrong, but it feels like I'm a jerk. So, am I a jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk? And using my psychic abilities, I'm going to say that Amber is probably going to say, not the jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am psychic.
You are. Yeah, no, OP, I think this is really sweet. I don't think you did anything wrong. Like, you are wearing multiple hats for your daughter. You have been playing the role of both dad and mom, and so it makes perfect sense that you would be celebrated on both days. I mean, I see a lot of people, like, for single moms, celebrating them on Father's Day because they're playing two roles, so I really see it as kind of the same thing.
You know, I think that Mother's Day and Father's Day are about showing appreciation towards people in your life who are raising you and caring for you. I think that the daughter, if she feels like celebrating her only parent on both days, there isn't anything wrong with that. It's not taking away from anyone else for her to celebrate her father on Mother's Day.
Well, exactly. And, like, I understand the sister may be a little frustrated because she feels like, oh, this is men taking over, like, a women's holiday or something like that. But it's not really. Like, first of all, like, I don't know why we need specific gendered holidays for this. Like, why we can't just have, like, celebrate all parents.
Parents' Day.
Yeah.
We need to switch off so that one parent can hold the burden.
Oh, that's
and give
true.
Them a celebration for
yeah.
the other one.
Parent 1 day and parent 2 day. But, you know, like, I just think that the sister is maybe projecting some of her own insecurities onto here, and she really needs to think about why is she so bothered by OP being celebrated on this day, because there isn't anything wrong with celebrating someone who has played the role of mom regardless of their gender.
I agree. I think that is nothing wrong here, and OP, you sound like a great father and mom. Great mom, dad. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And Stacy B125 says, your daughter chose to express her love and appreciation for you. You didn't demand it or even ask. Your sister is a giant jerk for diminishing the feelings of a young girl being kind on a day that is full of emotional landmines. I hope you tell her that, not the jerk. And OP replies, Mother's Day has always been difficult for my daughter just because she saw her friends celebrating their moms and all of them got to make things for their moms while my daughter was instructed to do something for her grandma.
And I think that's a really important point that OP brings up there is, like, it's not even just, like, the sister seems to be focusing on him and not on what this is for the daughter, you know, and unfortunately in kids who are in one parent homes who are taught that two parents are the norm, have a lot of hard, complicated feelings because of that.
Exactly. Kay Testel says, not the jerk, grandmothers and aunts aren't celebrated on Mother's Day either. So no complaints about that? Especially since it wasn't your post in the first place. It was your daughter's, and your sister had a problem with it. She would have to direct that at your daughter, and good luck looking like a person when you're criticizing a motherless teenager about who she should celebrate on Mother's Day. In my opinion, this is the sort of thing we should let the older children lead on. If they want to celebrate their single parent on the opposite holiday as well, let them. If they want to celebrate a step-parent as well, let them. And OP replies, I mean, I grew up with wishing my grandmothers a happy Mother's Day if we saw them. My sister did start off by directing the problem to my daughter by basically asking why my daughter should make a post about me on Mother's Day, when I already have Father's Day and am considered a dad mom.
Ooh, maybe she's jealous because Opie has 2 days, but remember, sis, he's doing twice the work.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it might be like a jealousy thing that he's getting celebrated 2 days out of the year and she's only getting celebrated like 1 day out of the year.
But it's not like it's unearned either, you know? I mean, single parents do put in a lot of extra effort.
Yeah, and it sounds like OP is doing all that extra effort.
Right, exactly.
It sounds like he's doing an excellent job at being good in both roles. Alright folks, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for leaving my brother's kids and hanging out with my boyfriend? My brother Derek is 27 and has been married to his wife Sophie, not real names, 26 for 2 years, and they have 2 kids, 4-year-old male and a 6-month-old female. They never really had much money, and recently they had to move back in with my parents. I also live with my parents and just finished my first year of community college. I am a 19-year-old female. When my siblings moved out, my parents gave me the master bedroom, but when Derek and Sophie moved in, I moved to a smaller room and they got the master bedroom. None of this bothered me because they're going through a hard time, but Sophie gave me a schedule and saying that this is the child's daily routine. I asked what she meant, and she said it's for when she's at work. I told Sophie that I'm not going to watch her kid, and I never said that I was going to. My mom told me that she meant to talk to me about it, and basically because class is over and my parents work full time, I should watch their kids. If Derek or Sophie asked me if I would have said no because I work part-time in the evenings and I'm really stressed, but they could have at least asked instead of just assuming that I would. Yesterday, Sophie thanked me for watching her kids and left before I could say anything. So I called my best friend and I told her that my brother would pay her when they got home. I spent the entire day with my boyfriend and I got a call from my brother yelling at me saying that I put his kids in danger. My friend is getting an early childhood education degree, does babysitting regularly, and she's great with kids. When I got home, Derek and Sophie were yelling at me saying that they couldn't afford a babysitter and that I'm selfish. I knew that if I just watched the kids, they would do that all summer long. My dad agrees with me, but my mom says that I could have just watched them. I would like everyone to know that my friend was paid. I would never ever let her go unpaid, but my brother did not have the extra money to spare. My friend also knew a little before that I left the kids with her and knows everything now. My mother is big into gender roles and hates my dad and me for going away from that after my sisters had a mental breakdown. My brother made a bunch of investments and is in a lot of debt, and I told Sophie that she could put them in daycare, but she didn't want to because it would corrupt them. Also, my friend charged him $35, and it would have been more because I'm her friend. She gave them a discount. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. You are an adult. You cannot be voluntold to watch other people's kids.
Well, I mean, if part of her rent, so to speak, is what daycare or watching kids, and that's part of an overall arching agreement, I think that that's fine as long as that's a part of a understood agreement. But this was really just sprung on her all of a sudden.
Well, the OP never agreed to this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you can't. So that's why I'm saying you can't be voluntold to do these things, and so. I just, no, you're not in the wrong. Like, in fact, you went the easier route by getting your friend to babysit. Like, so many people just go straight to the police and turn over the kids who have been abandoned like by their parents.
I mean, I feel like OP's in a really tenuous position. And it sounds like the dad's on her side, which is a really good thing because that means that he's and their mom are probably not going to kick OP out of the house. And if they're trying to save money for college and that kind of stuff there, then it's really important that they be able to get that kind of head start that they can get. So it's a sticky situation because if OP's parents, for instance, were like, you watch the kid or you move out type of thing, then that could put their welfare in harm's way.
Well, it could be, but that would make the parents monumental jerks.
Oh, yeah, but we've seen that before.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, I think it's important for OP to stick to their guns on this one because like OP already is stressed, already is working, and people are like undervaluing her labor because it's not during the day and because you're in college and you're not taking classes right now. Like, you deserve to be able to allocate your time as you wish and not to take care of children for free. Like, they would, like, if they want you to watch the kids, they should have offered you fair compensation. And if they don't have the money for a babysitter, that's on them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Amber. OP didn't sign up to be the kid's nanny. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, so I'm going to just read OP's response here. It's not all that important, the response above it, but OP replies, I do pay rent, and my friend charged $35 for 6 hours. She normally charges more, but because I'm her friend, she gave them a discount. So OP is actually a tenant. If they're requiring a tenant to do this, like I was thinking, oh, she's living there for free, but this adds a new, no, for sure you're not the jerk. On top of that, the parents can take that rent money and hire a babysitter if that's what they want to do. And apparently OP also pays rent and health insurance. So they're not even getting their parents' health insurance here. They're literally just a tenant in the house. Their parents need to respect that OP is a tenant and that they are going to be a tenant in this situation. This is very, very clear cut at this point in time. There is no like additional clauses or you should really take care of your sister's child because you're living here for free. And if OP is paying for rent and health insurance, chances are she's also paying for food and also probably paying some for utilities. So I think that this gets more and more clear cut that OP is certainly not in the wrong at all. So if there was any doubts about that before. All right, folks, our final letter, which is an update, is titled Final Update, I Promise. And this one is actually an update to the Corpse Bride one. So a while back we had a story about a surprise engagement party turned wedding type of thing where OP wore a corpse bride costume to it. It was supposed to be like a costume party, engagement party, and then they decided to spring a wedding onto everybody. And so OP was the second person who was dressed as a bride, and then the bride's husband lied to everyone saying that he told OP to go home and change and blah, 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 blah. And that was not the case. He was a liar and
trying to sabotage the relationship with OP.
Yeah, exactly. Final update, I promise. My friend has told me that I can post what I want, and I thought, why not? My friend did try to work things out with her husband, but she started getting fed up with how he treated her. They had gone to a restaurant for a date, and he had an argument and told her that she had to walk home at 8 p.m. It was a half-hour walk. Instead of going back to hers, she called up a friend, and that was the final straw. She decided to apply for annulment, and they've broken up. Her ex tried to convince her to think about it more. He's once again blaming me and her friends for putting these crazy ideas in her brain. I mean, I love how he made her walk home a half hour at 8 p.m. at night. And he's like, you guys are putting crazy ideas into her head.
Imagine wanting to be treated with respect and not made to walk home in the dark.
Safe to say, we've all blocked him. She has been upset over all of this, but she's also excited to be experiencing single life. She's been dating him since they were 14, and she never had certain experiences. She told us that she wasn't even sure that she loved him, like she thought she did, but it's all been quite a lot. I feel like we've become better friends because of all of this. She's been able to go clubbing with us and has gone home with some people. The legal age for drinking here is 18. I feel like she's actually getting to live out her young adult life without getting tied down, or without feeling tied down. We have been looking out for her since she doesn't know certain things and making sure she isn't reckless. If she gets really drunk, we make sure that we don't take our eyes off of her. She looks way more alive and figuring out who she really is, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She also has been planning another party as a celebration to her new future. She asked me to help her make her into Emily from The Corpse Bride so we can both go as it for this party. This time I'll definitely be getting loads of photos. I won't post them though for privacy reasons again. I'll probably just go back to being a Reddit lurker. Thanks to everyone who has given me advice and helped me out when I first posted about this. Wholesome, right? Mm-hmm. Wholesome?
I love that she and OP are going to go as the Corpse Bride together. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great touch. It's a great touch.
I mean, it sounds like the partner was not a good partner for more reasons than we even realized, which, like, it makes sense when you have someone who's controlling over friendships. And I'm really glad she got out when she did, because it does sound like he was trying to isolate her from her friends a bit and being like, they're changing you, they're making you bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that she was able to see the light of day here, and it really was just this one catalyzing event type of thing. And I agree, it does sound like an isolatory mechanism. He saw this as an opportunity to try and isolate her. I'm glad that she was able to get an annulment, because this could have been a long, messy divorce. Sometimes, in some places, it requires like both parties to agree, and if he didn't, then she'd be stuck in a marriage that she doesn't want to be part of. So it's really good that she was able to get out when she did. So I'm happy with that update. I think it's great that she's going to be able to go and have a happier life than what she might have had before.
Yeah, so I hope she's able to have a lot of fun enjoying her new single life, and I hope OP has a great time as well.
Yeah. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got a tea right here, and if you're as clairvoyant as Crystal Ball, then you might be able to guess it. And I'm going to use my clairvoyance to predict that Amber has a joke.
Why couldn't Goldilocks sleep?
Well, I can tell you why Goldilocks couldn't sleep, but I'm going to need a crystal ball first. Maybe some tea leaves. Maybe some reading the tea. Goldilocks. Oh, I'm seeing it appear in the leaves. You can't see what's going on here, but I can. I can see it. It's all coming together now. Goldilocks couldn't sleep because there were bears in her house. And have you ever tried sleeping around bears? No, because that's ridiculous. They're bloodthirsty carnivores who will eat you. And so I can't blame Goldilocks for being terrified.
You know, you're actually not too far off, but the punchline is a little better. Because she had night bears.
I mean, that is actually a clever joke. Clever. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Tuesday, spelled TWO. Amber, we need some kind of moral guidance, and please make it the nutrition facts on the back of a cereal box.
Story 1. 50% wholesome, 50% awesome parenting.
And what cereal do we make? Wholesome Flakes.
Oh.
I guess that's what we're going with. I mean, I was just playing off of what you did. They're more than good. They're great. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye. You are wearing multiple hats for your daughter. You're playing the roles of both dad and mom.
I just choked on my tea. I was so surprised with Amber's response there. I'm taken completely aback by it.